everyone, welcome back. So first things first, what are we talking about tonight? I have some notes here. So it's how to stock the pantry when life is crazy and you're overwhelmed and you're just like, so I have to show you something first. So here you have it, a nice, clean, and sterilized refrigerator. There's the door. Nice and clean. Whoops, sorry, just bounced there. I have a container that goes here that holds some condiments. I've got to bring that back, but fairly empty. I still have to organize it a little bit, but for the most part, you can see it's clean, neat. This is just all the soy sauce and ketchup packets from takeouts along the way. A little bit of leftovers here. Little yogurt stuff there. This one has cheese. I have to regroup because I reorganized this a little bit, and it's empty there, a little bit of veggies there. So this is clean and ready to roll and ready to take on some new food. Okay, so yeah, cleaned out that refrigerator, and I'm so happy to report there were no live animals in my refrigerator. That was probably, I don't know if it was the worst, but in 36 years of marriage, but it was probably neck and neck with the worst amount of time that I let it go, and just that it was let go, and that's just not me. I don't like that. That is not how I run in life. But I will say, like I said on my other videos, sometimes you can plan all you want and life takes over, and it is, things are out of your control. There's only so much that you can do in life. Things are going to happen whether you choose them to happen or not. And I said in the other video, the routines of life are so beneficial. If you have routines in place, those routines can help you, allow you to go into survival mode when life takes over. So speaking about routines and being overwhelmed, what do you do? What did I do? What do you do when you are in a situation of, I got to pull some meals together, I'm missing bits and pieces, you've got something in the freezer and a canned good and this and that, and you don't have enough to kind of round out some meals. So I wrote down some notes that I found helpful for me, and give you a few tips on that. But first, let me show you some of the things I picked up. Okay, so my choice was to go Instacart. And I'll tell you why. Grocery delivery to your home can be such a benefit. You pay, it is a service, you pay for a service, yes, you have a tip and all the rest, but for me, I don't have the time to go out to a store. I don't have the time. It's not like it's necessarily 5 minutes down the street. Yeah, I can go to some places 5 minutes down the street, but I'm going to pay a little bit more. Well, if I'm going to pay that much more, I might as well just have it delivered and give myself that convenience. So whether you're going grocery shopping, doing grocery pickup at the store, going in the store, or having it delivered to your home, that's your choice. That is your budget, that is your choice, and that's your sanity, whatever it needs to be. You're overwhelmed, you don't know what to do. How do I do what, you know what I'm saying. There are times in life you just get so overwhelmed you can't think straight. Anybody else get like that? Yeah, raise your hand. Yeah, go ahead, raise your hand. And that's how I was feeling. So a number of days ago, I'll tell you what I did, the mistake I made, and how I rectified it. How's that? The first thing I did is I'm like, okay, clean out the refrigerator. That was not a mistake. So the first 2 tips I would say is, number 1, tidy up and straighten up your pantry. You know, just do a little tidy up. And as you do that, it helps, I don't know, it helps for me to process and to kind of get a basic idea of what's in there. Especially when you're overwhelmed, you can't think straight. Do I have a can of this? Do I have a box of that? Whatever. And then clean out your refrigerator, and if you need to, your freezer. Needless to say, you saw mine. Yes, it needed to be cleaned out. I don't even know what I have in there. Did I have mustard? I don't know. There was so much stuff in there, I couldn't tell you if I had a stick of butter. That's not a good place to be. So that was the first thing I did. Tidied the pantry, straightened out the fridge, cleaned out the freezer. I was in good shape. I made this list and I said, you know what? We've been living out of this pantry stockpile for months and months and months. It's time to regroup and stock up on everything I need to get us through for the next, couple of months. Short on cream of mushroom soup, or short on, I don't know what, spaghetti sauce, whatever. Let's stock up the stockpile, the pantry, and so on. So I made a master shopping list, and this is what I was going to order. Well, I went to put it in, and Instacart was giving me fits, and it would not let me. Everything was calculating how much money, blah, 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 but it would not let me place the order. Credit card had no balance on it, so it wasn't like, I'm using a card that was not valid. Anyway, I tried that day, I tried the next day, and then I finally contacted Instacart, and they said, yeah, it keeps coming up as an error. I'm like, ah. So I said, you know what? I deleted the whole thing. I said, that's it, I'm done. And I waited a couple days, and then I said, Lynn, keep it simple. You don't need to stock up the stockpile. You don't need to do that. What do I need? And I had to just think. So here's another tip. After you've cleaned up and straightened up, how long do you really need to just get enough food to get you by? Maybe it's just 5 days. Maybe it's 3 days. Maybe it's 10 days. Mine, I would say about 2 weeks. I just needed to get through the next 2 weeks and have some basic meals that would feed us and get us through. Do I need to necessarily fill up the whole pantry, the whole stockpile, restock everything? I don't need to do that right now. I'm overwhelmed enough. And let me tell you this, you might just get 3 or 4 bags of food, and that would get you through the next couple weeks, versus getting, 15 to 20 bags of food because you're stocking up on everything. How much more do you want to be overwhelmed? And that's what I had to say to myself. You're already overwhelmed. You don't need to stock up on everything. And then you've got all this product to put away. You got to find homes, and you've got to empty the bags. It takes all the time. You got enough going on as it is, girl. You don't need to be worrying about all this. And I'm like, you know what, Lynn? Listen to yourself. Me, myself, and I have to have a little conversation. I process by thinking out loud. I just have to think through things, and I have to talk it out. And sometimes I have to talk to myself because I don't want to drive everybody else crazy. So I went through and I looked again, a second look at my grocery list of what do I need? And I looked and I said, okay, I have some chopped meat. And here's the other thing. Do some comfort foods. When you're overwhelmed and life has got you down, or just life is just crazy, you know what? It's okay to do comfort foods. Yes, you want to be eating healthy. Eat your fruits and veggies, and you take your vitamins, drink lots of water, all that good stuff. But there's nothing wrong with a big pot of spaghetti, some sauce, and meatballs. That's it. Do you have to have a salad with it? No. Do you have to have a green with it? No. Sometimes you just need spaghetti and meatballs. Sometimes you just need some PB&J. You need something that's comforting. So maybe make, a big pot of something. So beef stroganoff is one meal that we love in our family. And I have some egg noodles and I have some rice, so I have that. I had the chopped meat, and I thought, I'm down to 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, and I'm like, so what? I use it up. What's the worst that's going to happen? I don't have it for another recipe. I use something else, or I can ad-lib. And I thought, but I don't have any sour cream. Okay, write down sour cream. We need some fruits. So write down maybe a melon and some grapes and some bananas, whatever, strawberries, whatever you want to get. Get a few fresh fruits. How about milk? Do I have butter? Do I have eggs? Do I have bread? Do I have the basic things that I could use? Now, eggs are great because you could do some baking. You want some comfort food, maybe you need a snack. Maybe you can want an egg sandwich, you know, eggs, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can do quiche. Do I have some breakfast meats that can kind of balance out the eggs, or in the quiche? I went through that. Okay, so what other things do I need to sort of round out certain meals that I can just get away with for the next couple of weeks without feeling the pressure and getting myself more overwhelmed of stocking up on everything? We're just getting through it. Life is crazy. What do you do when life is crazy? How do you stock up your pantry? First of all, you tidy up your pantry, you clean out fridge and freezer. Maybe make a list of some of your favorite comfort foods, things that are easy, because again, we're overwhelmed. We don't want to be now creating these gourmet meals that, oh, I don't have time for that. Do something simple. What are your comfort? What are your go-to meals? I would love for you to leave a comment below. What are some of your comfort foods or your easy to go to meals when you're in a bind? Like, what can I make? What is something that, like for me, beef stroganoff, I can make that in 20 minutes and it's a fantastic meal. Tuna casserole maybe, or the tuna pies. I have a recipe on how I make my tuna pies. There's a thought. I think I have everything I need to make those. That might be a nice thing to make. What's maybe a favorite dessert that you make, that's your go-to dessert? I'd love to know. Decide on how long are you going to need this to last. And, you know, what are the basics that you need to round out those meals that you need? And you might be surprised to realize I got quite a bit. I know meat-wise, I'm fine. Instacart order. What comfort foods did we get? We love coffee. I made sure I got K-Cups and I made sure I got plenty of flavored coffees. We did good with that. I had some fresh vegetables. I have canned vegetables. I didn't want cans, just that. I wanted some fresh. Made sure I got some salad items, and I got some frozen. We do like frozen veggies. So I got frozen veggies because they're quick and they're convenient. That's the other thing you want. You don't want to be overwhelmed in prepping your meals. Frozen veggies, you can just cook that up very quickly, and there's no prep time. Or sometimes when you get a fresh veggie, you got to chop it, you got to peel back, you got to do whatever. What do you do? What do you guys do when you're overwhelmed? How do you round out your meals? Do you do anything special? Do you just live out of your pantry? If you had to do a quick shop, what would you include? What are your comfort foods? I would love to hear from you guys and find out, how do you deal with all this? There we go. That's what I have for you tonight. Thanks for coming over. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for allowing me to come in your home and visit with you tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you, and we'll catch you all on the next video.